Welcome to Win with Money. My name is Jared Briggs. I'm your host. You guys, thank you for being here again today on this episode where we are going to be talking about money management questions. Because being a steward of your money is one of the most important things. This is something I'm going to be talking about a lot. If you guys have listened to this show, if you're brand new, if this is your first time listening, thank you for being here and welcome. Like I said, my name is Jared Briggs. I like to talk about money. My goal here is to help you guys win with money. If you are a regular, returning back, thank you for being a regular and returning. I appreciate the love and support on this show. I've had a few people message me about the episodes, and I really appreciate these things. The whole goal here is to add value and to help you guys win in your life, because I found if you can win with money, you can win in all areas of your life. I used to believe in this statement, how you do one thing is how you do everything. I don't believe in that anymore. And the reason why is, you guys, I'm really good at managing my money. It's a skill that I've developed over the last couple of years. 5-10 years I've been studying this, and I'm really good at it. And I feel very confident managing my money. But there's other areas in my life where I fall short a lot, and I wish I could get better at that, like fitness and working out and consistency there, or things in my business, so I really believe if you can win in one area, you can remodel that in another area of your life to build those stepping stones, right? If you try to take everything on at one time, it becomes a lot. And so let's break it down into something simple. You guys, we are being stretched financially in America more than we ever have. Interest rates, inflation, the cost of things, incomes, salaries, pay hasn't increased at the rate these other things have, and it's a challenge. There's a lot of things going on, and so I truly believe being a good steward of your money, like knowing what is going on with your money, is honestly like the first step to increasing and growing and achieving your financial goals that you have in whatever capacity those are. Maybe you're here and your goal is to be a multimillionaire. Maybe you would like to make $50,000 a year. Maybe you just want to make an extra $500 a month. It doesn't matter, you guys. All goals are good goals, and they're for you. So don't compare yourself to others. Focus on you, like the life that it is that you want to live, the dream life, the goals, the dreams. What would make you happy? For some people, an extra $500 to $1,000 a month, that's life-changing, incredible. Let's accomplish that. Let's make that happen. So let's talk about this money management questions. The reason why this just popped in and I'm sitting down recording this episode right now is because of a conversation that I just had with a friend of mine who joined my community in my course. You guys, I have a community, a course. It's called Win with Money. Easy, right? It's called Win with Money. And in there, we do a live call every Monday, Mountain Time from 11:30 to 12:30. And we just talk about topics. We dive deeper into these things. We go over content in the course, maybe questions people have, things that people want to talk about. And it's all about building a community in a course of people winning with money. I've even started diving into like mindset stuff and business and growth. I love the life coaching space too. That has been a life-changing thing for me. And so that's what the whole goal in there is, to create a lot of value in whatever area of your life you're looking to grow. But we talk about money a lot too, because it's important. But anyway, one of the members in there who's a friend of mine, we actually had a phone call today at the time of recording this. And in there, I labeled here, like, what is the problem? Well, we have extreme spenders and we have extreme savers. You guys, I was an extreme saver for many years, where I was so scared to spend money. I was so scared to spend it that I was a hoarder. I was literally a hoarder. Like, have you guys ever seen those shows like on Netflix or wherever they are, the Hoarding or whatever it's called? It's like a series or something. But I've seen a couple episodes and people just keep everything. Well, that's how I was with money, which you could look at that and be like, wow, that's a cool thing to have, because there's some people that are extreme savers. And this friend of mine, he's more on or extreme spenders, excuse me. He's more on the side of extreme spender. And he used the example. He's like, I spend $100 before it hits my account. And I was like, that's a problem. And then my problem is I would save the $100 instead of going out and buying something or doing something or investing or anything like. So I'm like, neither one of those are healthy. Like, we got to find the happy medium in between. There's a time and a place and a purpose for saving, and there's a time and a place and a purpose for spending. And we've got to blend those two together. Those two have to mesh together. And that is something that I personally have had to work really hard on. And you guys, this is a problem. Like being a spender, being a saver on either ends, it's a problem. So I want to talk about a few things right here of how we can solve that problem. Now, you guys, it's really hard to solve it through a podcast through here. That's why I offer the community and the course so we can dive into things. I could talk on this forever. You guys, I could create 3-hour episodes every time, but you guys are busy, you guys have life. So the goal here is to give you gold nuggets every single week and to help you. And I hope you're applying these things. And as you apply these things and dive into them and really like observe these things, these thoughts, these things that I'm sharing, observe them for yourself. Like how could it work for you? Because maybe the way that I do it isn't 100% what fits you, but we could create a new thought or an idea, a new form of knowledge where you're like, ooh, I like that, but I'm gonna apply it a little bit differently. Cool, like that's what works for you. There is no one financial plan that works for everybody. So let's talk a little bit about how we can fix this. What has worked for me is creating a plan. And I know that sounds simple. You maybe have heard the term, fail to plan, you plan to fail. Well, that's true in a lot of senses in every area of your life. If you never create a plan and you don't know what you're working towards, life's just going to deliver what it delivers. And that is very true with your money. And this is why. Things are always going to come up. You're always going to be in a store and that thing looks cool, or you want this or you want that. And so you do it. And you get to the end of the month, you're like, where did all of our money go? What's happening? There's more month than money. Do those things sound familiar? Because that was something that I was experiencing. Or you spend too much, or you save too much, or you never do anything. Like this is the whole thing with it. You see, when I first started managing my own money, when I graduated high school and started working, I just operated. I would get paid and I would pay my expenses, but I never really had a plan where I told my money what to do. And over months of that, like I started getting really frustrated in the sense of where the heck is all my money going? Like what is happening? Like I want to save more. There's a few things that I want to do and I want to build up towards, but I felt like I could never get ahead. Well, I had zero plan. I was just operating. Whatever happened that month is what happened that month. If some friends were like, hey, let's go out to eat, I went out to eat and I did this and I did that and boom, 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 boom. Like I just operated and life happened. And there was no planning or purpose or direction. That's why I share these things is, you guys, the most important thing you could do here is actually creating a plan. And I know that sounds wild, but that plan is going to help that extreme spender or that extreme saver side of you to where it's going to start building a plan to mesh those things together. And that plan is going to help you feel confident and comfortable in either saving money, or it's going to make you more confident in spending money. Because money is energy. And without spending, without money being in flow, like think about it, if every person in America saved and never spent, our economy would collapse. Do you see how that works? Like our economy would completely collapse. So there needs to be a good combination of all of it. We need to save and invest and grow, but then we also need to spend and keep money in flow. And so creating what I like to call a wealth creation plan. You guys, I don't believe in budgets and I don't like budgets. And the reason why is because it's limiting to the mind. But creating a plan, and if we specifically create a wealth creation plan where you know your money, you know your expenses, you know your income, you know what you want to do, you know what's happening. So I use the example of a store. Like you walk into a store and you find something shiny or this and this and this. Your mind, through developing this wealth creation plan, instead of just operating, it starts operating off of that plan. Now it's not telling you what you can and can't do. See, that's why I don't like budgets, is because they're so limiting. But this wealth creation plan, you can be like, wow, I really want that. I don't know, let's say you walk into a store and there's a snowblower. I don't know why that popped into my head, but a snowblower. And you're like, man, I'm sick of shoveling snow. We'd love to buy a snowblower or lawnmower, whatever the situation is, right? Those are bigger purchases. So you're like, okay, this is what we really want. We don't have the money for it now, but we could develop within our plan. We're gonna start putting money away or doing this or adjusting this and this and this, and we're gonna build up to where we can buy that snowblower. You see, it creates it to where now you're creating a plan so that you accomplish the goals and the desires and the dreams that you have, instead of just operating as like, oh, we're just going to buy the snowblower. Well, what if you didn't have the money? Now you're overdrawn and you can't save any money, and it completely disrupts your plan. That's the problem. That's what's happening with most people, is they're either extreme saver where they're doing nothing ever, or they're extreme spender where they're just buying anything in sight. And both of those are a problem. But when you create this wealth creation plan, you're saving, you're investing, and you're doing and buying and having all the things that you want to do. You create it within your plan. And so this friend, when we were talking, I told him, I said, hey, the community and the course is small right now. There's not very many people in there. So this is what I'm going to offer. I want you to go through the course. I want you to listen to, at least watch all of the videos, and then you and I are going to hop on a Zoom call. We're going to dive into it and go through it. And he's like, oh, heck yeah. And the reason why is because he's going to see how his extremeness, we're going to take that and we're going to build a plan to start blending the saving and the spending together. There's nothing wrong with spending money, you guys. I've explained that here. If nobody spent money, our economy would collapse. America would collapse. So we've got to have a healthy version of both sides. And my wife and I, we spend money, but we saved first. Like, we told our money what to do. We had a plan, and we executed that plan, and then we operate the rest of the month based on that plan. So if we want to do this or we want to do that, cool, it's built within the plan, we can do it. So we plan for fun, we plan for investing, we plan for vacations, we plan for gifts, we plan for the wants and the desires and the upgrading things on our house and our yards. Like, it's all built within the plan. Let me give you an example. This last month, my wife and I put in sod, and we spent quite a bit of money this was the first time, you guys, I was super frustrated. I messed up the numbers somewhere. So when we went to pay the guy for the sprinklers and all this, we didn't have enough money. I'm like, what the crap? Like, I did the math wrong. You guys, you're gonna make mistakes. It's the first time that I've done it at that extreme level, and I'm like, man, I did the math wrong somewhere. And so I had to adjust the plan a little bit, pull some money from somewhere else. But guess what? It was still all fit within the plan. You see, that's the cool thing. And that's where my wife and I have gotten to, where it's like something unexpected or unplanned or this thing. It's like, well, that was unplanned, but we've planned for unplanned. And yet we've still lived really good and gone out to eat and had our dates and done all these things. Do you see how we took the extreme spender and dialed that down? And then we took the extreme saver and dialed that down and blend the two together to where it's like, all right, let's build a plan to do the yard and spend the money and do these things. But we don't do that every month all the time. It's all built within the plan. So we got towards the end of the month, and we had done this, right? Like, we had spent a lot of money, and I did some maths wrong somewhere. So I told my wife, I was like, she wanted to start the next project. I'm like, if you buy that stuff, I'm gonna spank you. Like, do not buy it. And she just laughed. I'm like, it's not within the plan this month. Like, we got to execute and build the plan next month, and we'll do the next projects next month when we get paid, and we pay these things off and pay the credit card off, and then we can build the plan for the next month. And she kind of chuckled, because my wife is very much, when she gets something on her mind, you guys, she wants it done right then. And I'm very much a planner. Like, I'm the extreme saver side of things, and she's not an extreme spender, but she's like, hey, let's go, and so we've learned how to blend those two together. And so I told her, I was like, yes, we're gonna do those projects, we're gonna finish that and that on the house, but I've got a plan. And so those next things are not till next month. She's like, okay, cool. So she's ready. She's done the math and put everything together and what materials we need to buy. And so it becomes this game to where it's like, how much can we save and how much can we expand and grow? How much can we invest and how much can we live and buy and do? Like, there's a way for all of it to blend together and to work. And so this is, the money management questions based on this podcast and this episode, you guys. This is a thing I want you to, like, really think of for yourself. Like, what would it take to blend those two things together for you? Are you more on the extreme spender side, or are you on the extreme saver side? And how could you create a plan to blend those together so that they work together? Because you need to spend, but then you also need to save and invest and create this plan. And so I just want you to, like, really think, well, how does the wealth creation plan feel? Like, if you created a wealth creation plan towards, like, oh man, like, a lot of people think budgets, and they're like, but I really want to go on vacation and do this and do this. But if we create a budget, we ain't gonna be able to do any of that crap. Yeah, that sucks. But what if you created a wealth creation plan to where the things that are important to you, you planned for it, going on a vacation and doing some family things or whatever it is, but then you're like, you know what, we need to save and invest and do some things for retirement or buying a house or paying off our debt or, you know, whatever it is. How can we make all of it work? And if you build a wealth creation plan, there is a way to make all of it work. And I'm here to tell you that. So I really hope you guys think about these things. I hope there was some value there for you. This has really helped me as I've developed this knowledge and information over many years and applied it. You guys, I'm constantly challenging my thoughts and my knowledge and my information because you don't know what you don't know. And so I can go learn new things and it may change the way I do things. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no perfect plan, remember? Plans are meant to grow and to develop, to ebb and to flow, to be changed, to add to take away. That's what a plan is. Nothing ever is planned out perfect and there for the rest of your life. I used to think I was broken because my goals and things would change all the time. And I'm like, no, I just set those, focused on them, and really found that wasn't what I truly desired or wanted. Nothing wrong with any of those things. So I'd like to give you guys a little action thing. I really want you to, sit down and look at, are you a spender or are you a saver? And how could you build a wealth creation plan to blend those two together? If you're an extreme spender, how could you be like, okay, let's take that. There's qualities there, but let's blend those into some saving and investing and growing too. Like, how could we build that? So the plan, the wealth creation plan, just does it for us. It tells us what to do. That's what I love about my plan that I execute every month. It just tells me what to do because I built it. I built it how I wanted it to be. And then I just execute on it. So sit down and do that. If you guys would like some help with this, go to www.realjaredbriggs.com/enroll. And you can join that community in the course. You guys join in there. Join in for a month, join in for 2 months, do whatever you want, get the information, jump out. I don't care, you guys. I'm here to add value. I'm here to help you guys. But if you want more help with that, especially right now, you guys, it's smaller. There's only 6 or 10 people in there. And so I've offered everybody in there, hey, do you guys want to do some group coaching? Do you want some one-on-one? Like I'm more than willing to jump in and help you guys with this. Go through the course and then we'll jump in and I'll help you build your plan with you and take the things that I've learned and developed and help you build that plan. So you guys can to blend all these things together and start really building a wealth creation plan to accomplish your goals and your dreams. So again, go to realjaredbriggs.com/enroll. Check that out. I would love to see you guys in there. It's an app. You can get on your phone, your iPad, your tablet, whatever it is, your laptop, anything. And you can have access to it anywhere, listen to it anywhere, download the guides, the resources, all of those things. So I've really tried to make it accessible for everybody, and then you can join those live calls, message me, and have a lot more access to me as well. So you guys, there we go. Money management questions. I really hope you got some value from that. Thank you for listening. Go win with money.